I don't really know what's going on with Chris in Tennessee. He just gets it done out here. Bogey free, only player in the tournament to do so. Really hasn't even put himself in a position to have to save a par. He's just given himself a lot of birdie looks. If the weather's calm, I would imagine he continues doing that.
I think really every course suits Ezra's game right now. He's been playing really well all season. One thing I've been really impressed with is his inside the circle putting, and his OB rate is down from last year.
I mean, if you can control your angles like Gannon Buhr can, it's going to benefit you anywhere you go. Obviously, he's already a winner this year. He's emerging, and he's a very scary player to play with right now.
Being on the lead card so often like Anthony has been is only going to motivate you. Is this the weekend? We don't know. But he's going to have 50 other weekends, and I guarantee it's going to happen eventually. So if I was him, I'd be saying, why not this weekend?
We're all excited that the conditions are going to be better for the final round, but the footing is still going to be an issue. We're still going to have incredibly muddy shoes. I mean, there's just no way for that to clear up completely. That could cost somebody big coming down the stretch. We'll have to see.
With the last few weeks, everybody's got a chance. Everybody's within a couple strokes, and that's just the way it's going to be from now on. So somebody on the lead card could win, somebody on the second card could win. It's anybody's game.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. And thank you for joining us for the third and final round from Nashville, Tennessee for the 2023 Music City Open presented by JomezPro. Jeremy Koling, Paul Ulibarri. BigBarri commentary bringing you the action here for this exciting conclusion to another fantastic Disc Golf Pro Tour event. Stop number 4 of 15. We are about a quarter of the way through the season. We've got some sweet Two Hot Geese apparel for you guys right now. We've got shirts, hoodies, I believe. Crewnecks, all sorts of cool stuff. Honk, honk. Go check that out, guys. Paul, what are you looking forward to today?
Tight race. That's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, all of these guys within a couple strokes. Hopefully and it seems to be this season, this is just the way it's going to be. That makes our job a lot more fun. It really does, because you never know who it's going to be. This course is playing hard the first couple rounds today. Winds are down, sun's out. You got to go low.
International Course Cleanup Day, a little collaboration between Trash Panda and UDISC. Go check that out. April 22nd, I believe that was. Let's check out our leader, bogey-free Chris Dickerson. Let's see that 100% scramble rate, 0 OBs. He's in Tennessee. He's got a lead. He's feeling good. And we got Anthony Barela. He's always feeling good. He's just got all the power, all the momentum. He really is just in position every single week. And it seems like this guy is too. Gannon Buhr, winner of our last Disc Golf Pro Tour event just a couple of weeks ago in Austin. He's having a great start to his season. And Ezra, another player who's just been knocking at the door, been playing great disc golf. He's been out here for nearly 2 weeks preparing for this event. He's poised, he knows the course. Let's get right into that action.
Hole 1 is a par 4 at 668 feet through this small gap. People are probably going to go above those trees, though. They want to get left as far as you can, so you have the sidearm approach. You have a little OB on the left. Today shouldn't come into play, really, unless you get out of position. Left to right up this hill to a well-guarded green. Pretty good starting hole, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's tough. For 668 feet, it ends up playing more like a 450-foot tee shot and a 370-foot approach.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get as far left as you'd like to be to access less than 350 for your forehand. But there is an option for these guys to go big Anheuser around this tree to the left, going out of bounds. It can cut the hole down quite a bit, but it's also a huge risk. I don't think we're going to see anyone go for that route today.
Through the gap he goes. Doesn't really look like he got too far left. I don't know how much distance that is compared to the rest of the card. This will be a good indicator.
Yeah, this is going to go blast off past Chris's as long as it doesn't hit any of these limbs. But it's a pretty generous gap off the tee. Shouldn't be too hard for for AB to just blast off.
I don't know how much farther that is than his, but I know it went higher.
Yeah, it
traveled more distance.
Came out with more spin. Do we see Gannon lining up the Anheuser? I think he is.
Mm-hmm. Is he going roller?
I don't think he's going roller. I just think he's just trying to... Well, maybe he is. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but that looks to be...
Just roller.
Fantastic spot. I mean, I don't know the intent. He doesn't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's happening besides the spotter who's giving him the green flag.
I don't think it was meant to be a roller.
No, but that's going to have the best angle we've seen all week going into that pin. We haven't seen too many rounds where there was somebody on our card who actually had comparable distance to AB's, but Ezra is somebody who does, and I think he's actually outdriven AB on this shot right here. When you're on this upslope, you're at least 380 to the pin. So this is a big forehand for Chris, and I think he's not going to like it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he got to the other side. If he did, he could have a 70, 80 footer or something like that. Maybe a little shorter.
Maybe he's just chucking this one up, and there's a little tiny bit of left to right movement.
Not a great reaction.
Yeah, didn't quite get all the way up there, but he's got an uphill look. Oh, yeah.
That's really good.
Well done from Ezra.
A little extra distance. All the little extra distance you get off of this hole is very helpful for this shot right here. This is just looks easy. Too high, though?
Yeah. Wow. That is not taking advantage of that. I mean, he could see the pin. This is where people typically walk down to get a good spot on where the basket is. No one's ever landing there. So pretty incredible to see Gannon's dry finish there, but we'll see what he's got left for the birdie.
He did not get to the backside of this. This is just a layup.
Yeah. It's pretty thick in there. I think you mentioned it in round one. The rough here is indeed quite rough, and if you find yourself in a bad spot, it is tricky to get out.
Little left side.
Oh, man. Gannon is holding the disc upside down. Look at what he's got.
Nothing.
Man, that is just really leaving one out there on the field after that drive. Pretty routine approach. And I'm sure you just don't practice it from down there. You don't expect your drive to ever get that close to the out of bounds line.
One birdie and the rest pars. Moving on to hole 2. Chris is a dominator here in Tennessee, huh?
He wins here. He wins a little bit everywhere, but yeah, he
dabbles.
He definitely dabbles in the wins across the board, but yeah, it's impressive the resume he has here at the Music City Open. But just like that, Ezra is one shot closer. As we take a look at that tight leaderboard, a little bit of separation though. We haven't seen 5 strokes between first place and 10th place very often this season, and Chris is hoping that he can get some birdies early. And just like anybody, if you get some birdies early on this course, you're doing yourself a favor, because this is really where the course is the hardest. The first 5 holes, or 4 holes really. Hole 2 is one of the toughest holes on the course. Actually, this is the hardest hole on the course today. you have to get at least 400 feet, and you've got to be in the right spot. This is hyzering too far left, I'm afraid. Well,
Really?
never mind.
I think that's the prime spot. Maybe he wants to be a little farther down the fairway.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised nobody's really tried to just go after this hole.
just juice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen anybody make this shot really from here. What was it, Matty O, I think, maybe first round?
Yeah, he threw a really good approach, correct. But man, it's just been, with the coverage and the different cards I've played with, it's just, this hole is really showing why it is a really, really tough one. It's a great hole though.
I love it, yeah. But I do think that if you powered up on something, once you're in that 300 foot, it's a lot easier to land something soft on that tube.
The problem is you don't just take a bogey on this one. You take doubles and triples pretty quick, because there's out of bounds once you get down that tunnel as well. AB with a good forehand approach, obviously having that as a weapon is a huge advantage for him. Just going high hyzer sidearm, and Gannon going a lower line, but matching AB's landing zone. I think that's right next to AB's drive.
So this is all of 380, 400, right around there.
Look at that control from Chris. What a beautiful shot. And he hits that rock. That rock is just outside the circle. That prevented him from having a park job. That was a beautiful attempt, though.
Gets the skip. This is going to be good.
Yeah, and you kind of see it here both with Chris's approach, his run-up, and you can see it right now in the grass. It's just still swampy out there. The conditions are beautiful. Upper 60s temperatures, very low wind. The scoring conditions are ideal. It's just the footing is just, it's going to have a say in the outcome of the event in some way, I would imagine, just with the way the disc skips. Gannon coming up short. And Ezra pushing this right. He needs to watch out for this kicking right. Okay, so he stays in bounds. But the OB line is only a couple of feet on the right side of that right side fairway. A very awkward little forced hyzer skip from Ezra, and he's actually done pretty well there.
Is this one of the holes you get 2 meters from the OB?
Yeah, and it's not just 2 meters from the barbed wire. It's 2 meters from all OB. Just to stay consistent, I guess, with the entire hole.
AB gets aggressive. There is out of bounds behind there. It looks like he hyzers just before it. So that is something to look for, especially somebody like Gannon who likes to put some heat on it.
Yes, he does. And he's definitely taking his time and lining this one up. This would be a huge drop right now if he were to make this putt. Send a statement.
It looked like maybe he was afraid of that out of bounds as well.
And Chris, this is C2 effort, just right side. But man, that is a little bit unfortunate to hit that rock there, because it definitely still had another 15 feet.
At least
15 feet of travel on it. And instead of having a 20-foot putt for birdie, it ended up being closer to 40, 45.
Maybe taking all 6 feet there. That's nice. 6 feet's a lot when you're talking about a 25-footer compared to a 31-footer.
Sure. That's the difference between stress and no stress. I mean, AB can nearly reach out and drop the disc in the basket from 25 or from 20 feet. Wasn't perfect, but it's in for Gannon. And there's that putting stroke that we've really been appreciating all weekend for Ezra. He has been really comfortable on the greens. Just had one tiny slip up on hole 16 during the second round. But other than that, I mean, it's been really promising.
It's the glue that holds everything together.
No doubt. it's the foundation that makes every other part of the game so much easier.
Yeah, that's another way to say it. Yep.
I love the way you said it. The way you said it was great,
It's
Paul.
the roof that keeps everything dry, you know? It's the gas that gets that motor running.
Of course. Of course. Well, Simon threw 4s, 3 under. He's got a good start going. I believe Calvin's out there doing some good stuff too from the chase card. Hole 3, par 3. We've been breaking this hole down all week. 277 feet.
It's been breaking everybody down.
It's been breaking people down. We've been trying to break it down with words, and there's just not much to say about it.
Just watch this.
Just watch, yeah. And Ezra, I like this play. The forehand play, I never really thought about just intentionally getting it out there to the right side of the fairway and giving yourself a look. But it's just so enticing to try to throw a flex shot. It's not necessary, though. Chris just narrowly missing.
Pretty good kick, though.
Yeah. If he hits that first one, he's in a world of trouble, but he's in a pretty easy scramble zone, I would imagine. It shouldn't be too difficult.
Oh, that looked really good. Got through, though. What the?
He's at C1. He's right on the edge, at least. He's going to have a very makeable putt. Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yeah. Anything out past that second middle set.
Essentially, that was like Gannon's version of a sidearm in a way. That had no chance of flexing back. That was just to burn it out to the right side and make the gap.
Yeah.
So good execution for him and Ezra. And we've got 3 very makeable putts coming right up. And this is not a hole where you got too many makeable putts off the tee.
Basket definitely looks bigger when this kid's putting for some reason.
It does. And it just makes me think about all the times where AB's been right there last round and back-to-back holes now. We've seen him just kind of drop an opportunity. Not that they wouldn't have been great putts, but
they're difference makers. They are.
Absolutely.
They're momentum putts. They get your round going. Mm-hmm. I mean, imagine if he just made both of them. Bam, bam, right here. Now he's got this little guy.
It just says so much about his driving prowess. I mean, the fact that he has, I guess, routinely missed these circle 2 putts when he's had all these opportunities to kind of really set a statement, and he hasn't necessarily made them, yet he's still finishing, you know, in so many events this season. And last season, he's finishing in the top 10, top 5. I mean, he's just getting so far down the fairway and accurate. He's giving himself chances. So birdie there for Gannon. And that brings him to a 3-way tie for 2 back.
Disc golf keeps growing. At the Power Disc Golf Academy, we believe in adding power to the player to level up their game. That's why Paul Ulibarri, a top 50 ranked player, is taking the past 18 years of teaching disc golf and boiling it down into lessons across every subject. From driving, to putting, to drills, to practice, to mental game, and much more, all to give you the power to grow as a player. Grow your game with the Power Disc Golf Academy.
Cool stuff going on with the Power Disc Golf Academy, Paul. You guys are doing good stuff with that. Check that out if you got a moment. On to the 4th hole, par 5, 1,112 feet. This is a big one. Big open tee shot. There is out of bounds left. There's a wood line on the right that it's not going to really come in play for anyone. You just want to go as far left as you can without really pushing that OB line, and then from there, it just bombs way up the hill.
In practice, I was thinking people are going to be getting around circle 2, maybe even up here for an eagle look. This is a card that could totally do it.
Yeah, really. I mean, it would be cool to see because we haven't really seen anyone put themselves an opportunity to do that. And that was a very conservative tee shot for Gannon. That's just somebody who knows I can break this hole down with 2 400-foot shots and then a pretty short approach.
Yep. Yeah, Ezra doing the same thing. That's a big hyzer, though.
Yeah, he's got the goods on the second shot. If he keeps one turned over, I think he can get himself inside 100 from there.
Yeah, I think we were talking about it in our practice round. How we thought somebody could get up there, and then there were whispers of a couple people getting like pin high, and this guy doesn't whisper. He says it with his chest.
Yeah, well, his disc does all the screaming.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that was a highly aggressive tee shot, but it puts him in position to go big. High and turning, is it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Beautiful shot for Chris.
Right down the middle, too.
He should be inside 300, probably around the 275 mark. This is a guy who's added a lot of distance during the offseason, and nobody needed to hear that if you're competing against him because he was already throwing it far. But we saw that a little bit at Vegas and more at Austin. He's just getting the disc.
Sidearm's going farther, too.
Everything.
Is the thing.
Everything. All right, here we go.
Yeah, he's getting it all.
Oh boy. Look how fast it's traveling at 500. That's the thing that blows me away about AB's distance. It's some people just get the angles right and it just soars and it just glides. He rips it 555 feet on that second shot. Uphill. To a placement shot. I mean, wow. He's pin high. He's not. I don't think he's really in a easy opportunity to run an eagle, but that's just so impressive to have a jump putt layup.
Glad we got to see it. I was ready. I was ready for that little highlight there. That's how you do it, though. His score is going to be the same as that one right there.
Mm-hmm. Ezra with a good second shot as well. Not quite as aggressive, but still out there right is the safe place to be, and that's the best way to play it. Hit a hyzer at the top of the hill and let the disc just kind of slide down.
This is the whole Elite first round I was saying is going to play the easiest.
It's just not been that way so far, but today, it was the fourth easiest. So once the conditions started to get better and players started figuring this hole out.
Okay, you gave it a little something.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. Well done. Good pace to give it a chance, but still leave it close.
It's like, I accidentally sped up and made it.
Yeah,
You've had those before. Where
yeah.
You're like you're like, okay, maybe if my body says right at the end I want it, then it'll do it, and you accidentally jam it.
Yep. And it's terrible advice for our new listeners. You make a decision. Go for it or lay it up and do whatever you decide 100%. That being said, nobody actually ever commits 100%. They're always thinking,
no, I'm talking about like a soft bid that like accidentally turns into the good stuff.
Yeah,
that's happened to me before.
And we get a star frame here, but that's not quite committing to the layup, though, is it?
No.
You're trying to get cheeky at that point. And Chris holding on to his lead now, and Heimberg is indeed off to a hot start. 4 under through 5 holes. That is just ridiculous. We hadn't seen anyone touch on those numbers in the first 2 rounds. The conditions just really didn't allow it, but man, that is a hot start.
I believe Chris' second round was 4 through 5 as well.
Chris Dickerson was 4 through 5, really?
Yeah, second round he was. Yes, he was off to really fast start.
Well, is that why he's got the lead?
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay. Well, hole 5, par 4, 587 feet. The basket probably is only about 400 from the tee, but it's just about 45 degrees right on the other side of this
Oh,
mandatory.
someone's doing it. Someone's doing the big over the topper.
I like it. Does it stable out or does this hit the ground and roll? It does the good stuff.
Almost went out of bounds right there at that corner slot.
I think if there is that's perfectly placed for Ezra. Wide open access for a second. There's one thing that I will give Gannon the title right now is I think he throws the best high shots. He throws AB obviously gets the disc up there high for distance, but like Gannon really throws these really nice touchy anhysers high, and really he does more of the disc manipulation. And a lot of his like control shots are kind of high stally flexes and different types of shots that
I think he's the best putter. I think he does that the best.
Yep.
Especially 45 and in to like the circle's edge.
Yeah.
There's nobody better. There's just not right now.
3 really good drives from Chris, Ezra, and AB, and then 1 A++ for Gannon. He'd be going Raptor, but this is a little bit wider than I think he'd like.
Hanging.
Yep. Oh, no. Okay. That was fortunate.
Yeah, that's lucky right there.
And brought the disc into the out of bounds and kind of spit it back out. But that was close to being really good and also close to being really bad.
Tough spot to do that in. I mean, he's in better position than really anybody but Chris. Oh, Gannon. But it's that's like a pretty easy, manageable shot from there.
Yeah, the surprisingly bad results through those 3 shots.
Yeah.
Those are all in really like routine approach spots. And Gannon, just look how easy that is from there.
If you missed the tee shot up here, pretty tough hole. But if you're in the
Good effort.
good landing zone, I mean, it's one of the easier
You
shots
got to
on-
give yourself, you got to get yourself inside C1. Chris to make up for the errant approach and off the cage. And this is something he didn't really do in round 2. He made a bunch of C2 putts. So 2 or 3 misses thus far through 5 holes. And there it is for AB.
That looked good.
Yeah, a little slow stepper. The rhythm seemed to be a little bit more fluid.
The only thing with Gannon is I feel like he gets a lot of spit outs from about 20 feet.
He had a pretty bad one in round 2.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a par putt on 11 that when we were watching live, I saw it right into the basket, and then the changed shots to another player, and then like they came back and showed Gannon tapping out, and it was so bad that it must have been in the basket for a full second and then spit out.
Those
But
are
yeah,
tough.
he does come in the basket with pace, but right now he's sitting on a turkey, 3 birdies in a row for Gannon, and now he is only 1 back of a tie at the lead now with Calvin Heinberg and Chris. And no surprise, I mean, we have had a ton of chase card action, bringing the noise and setting the pace. So Calvin Heinberg out there playing some good disc golf right now. Hole 6 is a big one up the hill. Got to get about 400 plus feet and left if you want to have good access to that second shot. If not, if you do stay in bounds but you don't get left, then it's just a big forehand pitch, and then you got about 300 feet left to the basket.
Pretty sure this is tied for the best hole in the course, in my opinion. This is a great.
With hole 2, is 2 the other?
I
hole?
like 16 or 15.
Oh yeah, 15 is a tough one. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of good holes in this course.
This one is just a great disc golf hole. Great landing zone if you want to make it really easy. If you go You can land short. You got all kinds of options, but all of them are tough. You got left to right, right to left, sloping green. You can get aggressive with your second shot if you want to.
Right.
Yeah, this is just a well designed. Whoever designed this one, make a bunch of these. I'll never show up.
3 good hyzer drives thus far, and Chris.
This looks good.
This looks good too. Just sit down.
Better than all of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's way left. So that's going to give Chris a potential opportunity to try to flex something down that tunnel and maybe get up there for a very easy birdie look.
Yep. I like a hole that makes you go left, then right,
Sure.
then straight,
Yeah.
or whatever you want.
Yeah. This shot now, the next shot for AB is going to be a straight one. Probably 260, 270.
It's really cool.
Yeah, what I like about it is that it's so open off the tee. You really, I mean, like, you can't be affected by anything other than the wind and then good or bad shot decisions. But then from there, I mean, you got the technicality of what angle are you going to choose? Are you going to, there's out of bounds to think about. There's actually a little bit of a slope on the green as well. So there's a lot of different elements that come into play in this hole.
I'm sure next year it'll be on a high rise as well.
Yeah. There is, wow, Chris's drive is so good. So now he has the benefit of throwing hyzer around the corner. And yeah, that's just going to be...
Jump putt if he wants it.
Sure. Wow. Going over the top flex for Gannon, and that's going to get down there.
A little short.
Yeah, a little short, but I mean, again, just showing off that he likes getting the disc in the air to control the speed.
I don't think I like that shot, though. Definitely don't really like this one.
Ooh.
Like it better that it's in bounds.
Got a lot better when it slowed down at the end.
Able to take it wide. Very nice.
That's how you want to play it. That'll be easy birdie for Anthony. And Chris just throwing that just outside the bullseye. Up first, we got Gannon, and he is going to be 2 paces outside the circle and chaining out right side. Yeah, he did have good access to the middle of the fairway, but didn't want to go with the low flex line.
There's a hyzer line too over all the tree.
Yeah,
a little dangerous, but
yeah, the spike hyzer line. We saw a couple players take that line in the moving day. And Ezra is short again. He's missed a couple putts from outside the circle now. Gannon had a little bit of work there after the skip off the rim, but he connects on his par. And Chris and Anthony will have short birdie putts. That birdie will bring Chris to 18 under. And anytime Chris is tied for the lead going into a hole, the benefit is obviously goes to him because he's got more holes than anyone else. And currently he does have the lead at 18 under, chased by a couple players. It's getting pretty tight up there right now. There's 4 strokes separating the top 10. We get to hole 7.
another good one.
Totally.
Playing about 460.
Yeah, that's
It's
I feel like it's fair.
535, 460 on hyzer. Get it to go. And we have seen people go up the middle. There is out of bounds left, out of bounds right. I don't think we'll have to really worry about that much. unless they hang it out too wide.
Look, a slight influence of like a head right to left, kind of. It's just enough that you feel it, but it shouldn't affect the disc too much. And Anthony just goes one angle spike hyzer, no ground play park job.
That's impressive. It looked like he wanted it to go farther, but I'm thinking he's glad it didn't do that.
I would imagine so, yes. And is Chris going to change his play? Yeah, he's actually going with the hyzer instead of going down the middle. He nearly rung this up for ace. And this time he's catching early cedar, dropping down, and that's going to be...
Looks like it's stuck in the tree there.
Okay, so it didn't come down, but it's
right there.
Yeah, it's
circle's edge.
Circle's edge.
A few paces off of that, maybe. Here's Gannon.
Super wide.
He needs to come in.
Yeah, hyzer's...
There's that OB line.
Hyzer's before the OB line, but not as close as he'd like to be, I'm sure.
Ezra hates it. That usually means it's going left.
Oh,
yeah.
Huge skip off a rock, but then I think it hits a second thing, and yeah, he's actually not too far away.
Just looks big. Basket looks big when he's putting it, man.
It's amazing. The expectations that we have now for him. I mean, he's
so
done
fast. Yeah, so fast.
He's done this. He's given us a lot of hope when he's putting the disc. It usually means one thing. Usually means that's about to happen.
Medal, at least.
And you're not going to see him miss that putt 2 in a row. I mean, it's about the same distance he just had on the prior hole, and he's going to make that adjustment most of the time. And this time he does, and ends up getting the birdie. And look where Ezra landed. Not a bad place at all. And he, oh wait, are we? How close is Chris?
Right at circle's edge.
Oh, no. All right. That has been Chris's downfall this round. He's just not connecting on these putts that he was making in round 1 and round 2.
Yeah. When you have the lead, it gets tougher to make putts a lot of times, especially from that kind of 40 to 30, 45. You want to be 20, 25 feet.
Yeah, and you just don't want to put yourself that. Yeah, you're right. It's just get yourself a little bit closer. You don't make yourself have to work so hard on every
Kind of
hole.
protecting, too. You don't want to be super aggressive there. Go off the top.
There's no protecting anymore, you know? Like, are you saying protecting the lead or protecting...
Just a score in general. Like, on that one, he is putting downhill.
AB now tied at 18 under. There's no protecting any leads right now for Chris, especially with the way the field has been playing. Fourth card is in danger of winning a tournament lately. As we head up to hole 8, to par 3, 315 feet. This feels like a must get. A lot of holes that we've played recently feel like good gets. This is one you really got to get yourself a look.
I feel like this is like almost a bonus hole. It's a tough.
I don't know what I'm saying. You're right. It's a good get, but it feels...
At this point in the tournament for these guys...
Oh, my goodness.
Got to watch out for spotters.
Wow. What on earth? I don't think that crossed the fairway before AB threw, but it still is going to kind of jolt you up a little bit. Like, what the heck is going on here?
I don't think he likes that there's a tree that close right there on the tee pad.
I actually hear it. I'm all for that complaint because there at no point should there be anything that your hands can hit near the tee pad. You have to be protected in one spot in the course, and that place is the tee.
I agree. But you should have also maybe not grown so big. Like, I didn't. It was easy. Just learn how to not do that.
Eat less vegetables, jeez.
All right, Chris. This looks so great ground play.
Incredible.
Great ground play there. I haven't seen anything hit there and move forward.
Yeah, there's a lot of rocks in that green, a lot of sticks and stuff like that. But Chris, if you don't want to have to make a putt from the edge of the circle, just throw it close.
I was saying at when I was checking out this course for the first time that you really needed to get the par threes. Par threes is where I felt like the stroke separation was. You know, hole 2, this one, the next one, even the one after that. If you can get the threes and get on a nice streak, that's where you're going to see the strokes kind of divvying up from player to player.
Yeah, nice little stretch after hole 6. There's 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, all par threes.
Where you're going to make your money, I feel like.
Yep. And AB unable to make. Ezra connecting on a little limb that prevented him from having a good look. He's got this left for the par. No. Ezra unable to save the par. That's a tough one. You're putting for birdie and
good old 3-putter.
the old 3-putter. Chris now with AB taking the par, an opportunity to recapture that lead, and there he goes.
That should also be a stat we keep. How many 3-putts you have. I think that should be a stat.
Sure.
That'd be a great stat.
There's a whole list of them. There's so many cool stats that we haven't quite gotten to the place where we need that kind of niche-y stat keeping, but there's so many things that...
Like, I'd really like to know what Chris's average is compared to Gannon's and what Gannon's is compared to Ezra's.
No doubt. All right, we are on to the 9th hole. Par 3, 391 feet, downhill the whole way, out of bounds on this right tree line, Scraggle Tree McGillicuddy on the left, and then there's OB about 22 feet behind the pin, and it's even closer in some places on the left side of the pin. It's very close, but we've been seeing Chris go for the low forehand play. I imagine we're going to see 4 forehands. But he just, what?
That's not good. That is not good. That is too high and right.
He had such good success with the low forehand. I'm just stunned right now to see him go for that high forehand. He has been bogey-free the whole tournament. Hasn't even had to really save a par. And all of a sudden, that was just a
He's still bogey-free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only player in the tournament. AB gets all the way around. Boy, that's how much power he has. If the shot comes out of most players' hands looking just like that, it doesn't get past that tree. But AB's spin rate gets that all the way down there.
This looks a little low. Yeah, okay.
Yep, 3 paces outside the circle.
I was worried about it catching that backside and maybe going out of bounds. We saw Ezra do that this last round.
So Ezra goes just one angle hyzer. Can he get through? He cannot. And that's what I mean. That's what it looked not that dissimilar to Anthony's shot.
So he's got to get this up and down just for the bogey.
Wow.
With AB parked.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 2-stroke swing.
He lost the lead to Anthony, took the lead back, and now he's going to be no longer tied with Anthony. He's just going to be straight up down a stroke. Big putt for Gannon here. And he's off the rim, but that would have been an opportunity to tie Dickerson.
Good reaction off the rim.
And that right there is a huge putt for Anthony. Does that put him in solo first place at the moment? I mean, it's certainly he's in the best position now with the most holes to play.
Yeah.
But could this be Anthony Barela's big breakout moment? He's certainly put himself in position with a really solid front nine. And obviously every player on this card still in contention, but Ezra, he needs to get some more birdies on it. He's got to get a lot of birdies quick on this back nine. This back nine is the easier of the two nines, and that means it's going to be hard to make up strokes. Four back is going to require near perfection. So as we take a look there, Anthony Barela and Calvin Heimberg right now currently tied at the lead at 19 under. Chris right behind him at 18. A couple players at 17.
Look at Cole Redallen just busting these final round.
That's what he does there.
11 under through 17 holes right there. Jumping up the leaderboard.
Yeah, the lead.
Wow.
Yeah, the course record 10 under in the rain for Chris in round two. That's going to get broken today for sure. Perfect conditions. We've got 9 holes left here in Nashville, Tennessee for the 2023 Music City Open presented by Lone Star Disc. Thank you to the Founders Club. Thank you to anyone just watching.
Yeah, thanks.
If you hear me, that means you're watching. Thank you for doing that.
We're listening.
We'll see you guys in just a bit for the wrap up, the conclusion of this exciting event.